Today we're going to do a 40-minute chest and arms dumbbell workout. You can do it as a follow along with me using a few different pairs of dumbbells or just one adjustable pair. You can do this with or without a bench. I'll be showing you options for both. We're going to kick it off with a brief bodyweight warm-up consisting of 4 exercises, 40 seconds each, linking one straight into the other for 1 round. First up in the warm-up, if you start with your hands behind your back like this, and what we're going to do is we're going to pull the elbows together, draw an angel wing arc round behind your head, close the elbows off, open out, angel wing round, up your back, relaxing forwards. We're going to continue with this shoulder mobility drill for the 40 seconds, and then we'll change to the next one. Next up, nice and simple, just circling the arms. We're going to do 20 seconds forwards and 20 seconds back the other way. And changing direction. Okay, we're going to do a reach into a W pull. So if you reach forwards, round your upper back, and then pull back, making a W shape with the arms. Working on that external rotation as you open the chest out. And then finally, just circling the wrists. We're going to do 20 seconds in one direction, 20 seconds back the other way. Then we can get started with the first strength section, hitting the chest. And changing direction. Okay, first up, I'm going to grab myself a pair of 17.5 kilo dumbbells. That's about 38 pounds per dumbbell. You're going to need to be able to do an incline bench press with it for about 40 seconds, which is around 12 reps. If you pick a weight, you can do that. You should be fine for the whole set. Just picking a slight incline on the bench, maybe 1 or 2 notches up. I'm going to do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 4 exercises for 3 rounds, starting with an incline press, or if you're on the floor, you can just do a regular wide grip floor press. So slowly down, feel that stretch on the chest, pressing back up. So we've got 3 to 4 counts on the way down, and then 1 to 2 counts on the way up. I'm bringing the dumbbells all the way to make gentle contact with my chest. You don't have to go that far if it's not comfortable for your mobility, but if it's just too heavy to go that far, I suggest using a lighter weight and getting a full range of motion. I want you to elevate the chest, pulling the shoulder blades back, feeling that nice big stretch, and then squeezing the pecs together as you press. Let's finish the rep. Okay, next up, I'm going to put the bench flat. We're going to do a pullover. You can do the pullover on the floor. You'll get a better range of motion if you've got a bench. It's going to reach overhead, pulling the dumbbell just over the chest. I'm going to keep a slight bend in the elbows. I'm keeping that angle consistent throughout the whole rep. Now the pull over could be classed as a lat exercise. I've thrown it in here anyway. There's plenty of other chest exercises, so don't worry about that. It does stretch the chest out and work it a bit. You just might feel it in the lats also. Let's finish off our rep. Now we're gonna stay with this flat grip, flat bench. I'm gonna do just a classic dumbbell bench press, and if you're on the floor, you've already done a wide grip floor press, so I suggest using a neutral grip to give you some variety on this set. But if you're on the bench, feel free to use a regular grip. You could also go neutral if you prefer it. Neutral just means your palms are facing one another. Now this is called a mechanical drop set really, because we've gone from a mechanically weaker position using the same weights going to a mechanically stronger flat angle, but because we're a little bit fatigued, you should still be able to get a good challenge out of it. Okay, now I'm going to do some push-ups. Now I'm going to be doing these on the floor, on the dumbbells. If you can't do a full push-up, you can do negative only reps. And I'm going to do them on the dumbbells so we get extra range of motion, but feel free to have your hands just flat on the floor. I've got neutral grip, fairly narrow elbows, pulling them in and back towards my sides. Well done. There's one round complete. So if you found that too easy, I suggest going up a weight. If you found it too hard, I suggest coming down a weight. We're going to repeat those 4 exercises for 3 rounds in total. So you got 1 down, 2 to go. I'm going to put my bench back to an incline. I'm going to go slightly higher on the incline this time. Get ready to go. So controlling that eccentric, lengthening, lowering phase, pressing with a little bit more speed on the way back up, and that concentric shortening phase, making sure you're getting full range of motion. Having the bench at an incline will emphasize the upper chest more. If you go too steep, you're going to start putting more emphasis on the shoulders and start coming away from the chest. So I'm going to go flat with the bench for that pull over. If you're doing this at home and you've got a cushion that you could prop your back up with, it'll allow you to get a little bit more of a stretch overhead, just elevating your upper back away from the floor. If not, just keep going until the dumbbell makes contact with the floor. If you're on the bench, you're just going to go as far as your shoulders are comfortable with. Getting ready for the flat bench press. If you've got no bench, On the first exercise, do a wide grip floor press, and on this one you can do a narrow grip, neutral floor press. Gives you a bit of variety on your pushing movements. Same tempo as you were using in the first set, 3 to 4 counts down, feel the stretch, squeeze up 1 to 2 counts on. Onto the floor now, either doing the negative only push-ups, regular push-ups, hands on the floor, or maybe if you've got hexagonal dumbbells, elevating yourself up on them. Don't be afraid to use the negative only reps. It's going to be tough after all those pressing movements. Might even just use negatives myself on the last round. So the negative just means you're doing the lowering phase only, and then I'll just reset off my knees at the bottom of my press up. The eccentric reps are just as important for growing muscle as the pressing phase. Okay, get ready. Incline bench press. Final time. And then we'll move on to our second section once we've done these, or once we've done all 4 exercises. Feeling heavier now. You can join me on the negative only reps if you're struggling with the press ups. So that means we're going to lower with control, slightly slower than I was going with the full reps, and then resetting my position. Well done. Take a 60-second rest. Then we're going to go into the second section. There's 3 sections within this workout. If you want to take your training to a new level, consider joining my TPT Virtual Studio. This members area gives you exclusive access to an extensive follow-along video library not available on YouTube. It also includes written workout plans you can do at your own pace, taking the guesswork out of training and optimizing your results. Learn to fuel your body for success with nutrition resources, from meal plans to dietary strategies that work. Save yourself from expensive gym memberships, long travel times, and average results. To check it out, follow the link in this video's description after your workout. I'm going to do an incline dumbbell fly using 12.5 kilos, 28 pounds each. Let's get ready to go. So keeping a consistent elbow angle, maybe bending it slightly more as you come deeper into the stretch, but try not to turn it into a press. The dumbbell shouldn't be too heavy for this section, so you should be able to fly it rather than press it. You don't have to touch the dumbbells in the center because there's no resistance. The dumbbells don't have to come all the way in because all the resistance is in the stretch position. If you had cables, I'd recommend you touch the cable handles together, but with dumbbells, probably just leaving a foot apart is fine. Well done. Okay, next up, just gonna do a regular twisting bicep curl. I'm gonna do it standing, feel free to do it seated if you'd prefer. So we're gonna start from a neutral grip at my sides. I'm gonna twist towards the top. So for this section, we're starting with that fly to target the chest, and then we're going to be doing some bicep and tricep exercises for the other 3 movements, using that same format. 4 exercises, 40-20 intervals for 3 rounds. Okay, now I'm going to do a single dumbbell overhead tricep extension. You can do this standing, half kneeling, or at an incline on the bench. I personally like to use the bench for these, especially if you have tight lats. So we're going to drop nice and deep behind your head and extend to the top. Try and keep your elbows close together, don't let them excessively flare out too much. Okay, back to a bicep exercise, this time hitting a muscle called your brachioradialis, running down the forearm as well. We're going to do an alternating hammer curl, so you're going to stay in that neutral grip position. This time we're going to alternate sides. Bicep should be tired from that twisting curl. So this is again I'd class this as a mechanical drop set. So that's where you use the same weight, but you move from a mechanically weaker position to a mechanically stronger position. So generally I'd hammer curl heavier than this, but because I'm already pre-fatigued from that twisting curl, it means I can use a lighter weight and still get the same feel. All right, there's one round done. So as I said, we're doing 3 rounds in total of these exercises. Get the bench back ready for those flies. If you're on the floor, you're just doing a floor fly, which is fine. It doesn't get the same range of motion as the bench, but it's better than not doing it at all. Puff the chest up as you fly, opening out the pecs. Squeeze them together. Generally keeping a fairly wide elbow angle. If you want to bend them a little bit more in the deep stretch position, if you feel it's protecting your shoulders, that's fine. But try not to turn this into a bench press. Got those twisting curls now. Keep the body still. Try not to swing the hips into it. I want you to exaggerate that twist at the top. The bicep doesn't just hinge the elbow, it also twists round like that. So by hinging at the elbow and adding that twisting action, you'll get maximum bicep contraction. Get onto that half kneeling, standing, or steep incline on the bench behind head extension. If you're finding it a bit easy on the bench, try doing this standing. It is slightly harder with a completely vertical body position. I prefer the bench just because it's a bit easier from a flexibility and mobility standard. Onto those alternating neutral grip hammer curls. Okay, 2 down, one to go. And then we move on to a shorter third and final section. Onto those twisting curls. Overhead tricep extension next. Well done. Take 45 seconds off. I'm going to go down again in the dumbbells, down to some 8 kilo dumbbells. It's about 18 pounds each. We've only got 3 exercises to do in this. We're still going to do 3 rounds, 40-20 intervals, but I'm going to pick a fairly steep angle on the bench, so that's probably just past 45 degrees for me on that. We're going to be doing a incline curl to spider curl to start with. And you're going to do a preacher curl if you haven't got a bench. With the preacher curl, you're just going to do one arm for 40 seconds and then the other arm on the next interval. If you're on these though, we want a nice big stretch with these incline curls. That's why I've gone light, because this incline angle is harder. Getting full length to the bicep, squeezing at the top. We're going to flip ourselves around into a prone position, doing what's called spider curl. So you're going to have your chest on the bench, arms hanging down like a spider. If you're doing the preacher curl, just switch it to the other side. The key to doing these well is not to row the weights up, almost let your elbows hang out front, curling the dumbbells till the sides of the dumbbells are level with your temples. They're surprisingly difficult. Okay, I'm going to put the bench flat. You could also just do it on the floor if you don't want to adjust your bench. I'm going to do some skull crushes now. So hinging at the elbow, I like to come very close to my ears, gently touch the tops of my shoulders of the dumbbells, and extend to straight. Come close to your head, but try not to hit yourself in the head with the dumbbells, obviously. Just isolate that elbow movement. Well done, there's one round done. We've got 2 more to go and that'll be the workout complete. I'm going to put the bench back up. It's a fairly steep incline, ready for those curls. If you found it too easy, bump the weight up a bit if you've got a selection, and vice versa if it's too hard, just bring it down a notch. We've got this bicep to bicep. Start doing the incline curls in a lengthened position and the spider curls in a shortened position for the bicep. I really want you to emphasize the stretch. Okay, flipping yourself round, or if you've got no bench, you're going to be switching to the other side. I'm going to put the bench up 1 notch, so I'm still doing the spider curl, but the more flat the angle, the harder it is. I need it a little bit easier to finish the set. I'm trying to keep moving for the whole 40 seconds without taking any additional breaks, and sometimes that means making it a bit easier, like picking the beginner option like I did with the negatives, or using a lighter weight, or an easier angle. Although this is still going to be tough to finish. trying to keep the reps neat. It's easy to row the weights up like this. We want to let the arms hang out front, curl dumbbells to the temples. Okay, onto the skull crushers. As I said, if you don't want to adjust the bench, just lie on the floor and do them. Two down, one to go, and that'll be the workout complete. If you're enjoying this slightly longer workout with the option to use the bench, you should check out my Dumbbell 45 series. It's a full dumbbell series, 16 workouts, 45 minutes each per workout, and it's spread over 4 weeks. So you can check that out. It's on my TPT Virtual Studio. But you can do day 1 for free on YouTube, and then days 2 to 16 will be available in the video library once you're logged in on the studio. Flipping it around, ready for that spider curl. Okay, final set of the workout now. I'm going to do these skull crushers. So nothing to save back. And that's the workout complete. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find it and where in the world are you following along from? Why not check out day 1 of that Dumbbell 45 series here? If you want to hear more about the TPT Virtual Studio, I'll put a video here. See you soon.